I'm Andrew Eisenberg. I'm one of the co-founders of the Small Business Festival, and I'm here with Paul O'Brien, the founder of MediaTech Ventures. Hey,
How you
Paul.
doing? Good to see you.
I'm doing good. So let me just start off with, what do you mean by media and tech? Like, how does that go together?
Sure. We're in the heart of the creative ecosystem of the economy, I think. I moved to Austin about 8 years ago, and what we started to explore was why so many people are moving here. And what we discovered was that a lot of people are moving not just out of California and Silicon Valley, where I come from. They're moving out of Southern California too.
All right.
They're moving out of New York.
Okay.
They're moving out of Chicago. And interestingly, the folks that are moving here are the folks that have the skill set of this wonderful crew that's here. They're technically inclined folks that worked in media, whether that's music or video or news media. Or advertising media out in New York. What's exciting about Texas and Austin, I think, is that we have this unique opportunity to redefine the future of media in whatever context you think of media. Right? Video games is media. And Austin has some significant, substantial video game companies here that people don't even realize are here. EA is here.
I didn't realize they were here.
EA is here.
That's awesome.
What is video games? Video games is equal part media and technology. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the fact that it's these technical skill sets, these technology folks that are going to enable the future of the way the media industry works. And because we're not LA stuck in the way the film industry works, and because we're not New York stuck in the way the news media industry typically works, traditionally works, we have the ability, we have the opportunity to do it differently, to reinvent it.
So these people come in, they're creative people with more of a tech background than you see elsewhere? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, but what does tech background mean, right? When we say tech, we don't mean necessarily tech in the sense of a computer or a coder.
Well, that's what you think of when you think of Austin.
It is what you think of, right? We got a lot of tech folks here. We got a lot of startups here, and it's supposedly the hottest place in the world for startups. But we don't necessarily just mean coders, right? That someone who knows how to use a camera or produce a music album or set up a business or file a patent. Those people have technical skill sets. And someone who works in media, like an actor or a musician, without the technical skill sets, without the technical side of what they're doing, that person doesn't have a business. That person is simply someone standing on the side of the road singing with their voice, because they don't have anything technical to actually result in their having instruments, a way to make money, a way to sell tickets, a way to promote themselves. So it's that technical side that we noticed that comprises the kind of people that are moving here.
All right. You're talking like social media, messaging, online
stuff?
stuff?
Certainly, that's part of it.
All right.
Absolutely.
Like what else is included there?
Web development. Right, is certainly a technical skill set, but even less internet or online oriented than that. Design is a technical skill set, right? It's not just an art. It's a technical skill set because it requires an understanding of user experiences, the way people engage with things. Austin has a thriving, vibrant, substantial design community. Let's use that. Let's put that to work, and we are.
So how do you guys help those people put their creative skills to work?
Yep, wonderful question. So MediaTech Ventures works in economic development and venture capital.
All right.
Our job is to help identify and establish the fact that we're doing that we are that industry, that we are the best place in the world for that industry. And our job is to help teach folks how that works. Explore with the city, with the state of Texas, with the news media, explore what's going on, to tell that story, evangelize that story, and help move money into the ecosystem. Whether that's corporate money, moving companies, investment money, advertising, sponsorship money, help the media folks here thrive and innovate by being a part of a vibrant, healthy industry and ecosystem that's based here in Texas.
That's awesome. So you're trying to move all this to Austin. Where do you see it coming from? I mean, you mentioned California. I'm from the Midwest. I moved here, I got a tech background. I mean, why is that, and what?
Well, so I don't think it's a great question, because I'm from the Midwest. I grew up in Michigan, and I'm 40. So if you think about our age, when I was growing up, the auto industry was dying. Right. So if a region of the world doesn't celebrate and support and teach and promote their industry, it dies, it struggles. And that's what happened to Michigan. And then I ended up in California when Silicon Valley was doing the opposite, right? It was thriving because everything in the world was focused on what Silicon Valley was doing for the internet.
Okay.
So what are we doing in Austin? how do we make Austin not the place to which it's moving, not the place in which we're creating it? How do we simply make Austin a reflection of what it already is?
All right.
We already are that. South by Southwest exists here for a reason. It's not in Las Vegas. It's not in Palo Alto, California.
They tried in Las Vegas.
Because we do it here.
Yeah.
We know how to do it here. We're just trying to establish and recognize that the future of Austin, a dominant industry that already exists, that we just don't stitch together very well. We don't really understand very well yet.
Okay.
Because we need to coalesce it, is MediaTech.
So what do you think kind of the next big thing in kind of the tech media Austin is going to be? Where do you think we're going?
One of the most exciting things that I've seen on an innovative side of the industry is that Austin seems to thrive with regard to data platforms,
okay. Yep.
Social data platforms, right?
Yep.
And if you think about perhaps why, Silicon Valley owned social media,
okay.
right? They had Friendster and then MySpace and then Facebook, and so there was no room for Austin to do that.
Okay.
And it would be silly for Austin to try.
Yeah.
But so what is Austin now doing? Austin's going, there's this Facebook thing,
okay.
and we got a bunch of businesses, and we got a bunch of small businesses. It'd be really nice to know what's going on there and how that works. And so we see these data platforms that are helping us understand what's going on with regard to social media. And so the next big thing, I think, is the implication of that.
Okay.
It's the fact that when we know what's going on in social, we can reinvent news. We can reinvent user experiences. We can reinvent the way people engage with musicians.
Okay.
Because we know how people behave on these social platforms, whether they're Instagram or Snapchat or Twitter or Facebook.
Okay.
We're seeing the data that gives us the ability to say, that's what people really want to be doing. That allows us to create the next generation of technology in the future.
And that's where MediaTech Ventures is kind of, you're filling that piece?
Well, we're pushing people there.
Yeah.
Right? I wouldn't say we're filling it in the sense of doing it. Lots of people here already are.
You're enabling them to do it.
We're trying to make sure they do it well.
That's
They do it
awesome.
together. Those that are trying have the resources they need to get there. And we're trying to enable the schools, even, and K through 12.
That's awesome.
Kids to understand that this is the future.
That's really awesome. So with the schools, like what was involved there? Like a class? Like how are you guys educating the children?
Full stack is the way we think about it. Full stack, right? Education is not just teaching a class.
Okay.
Education, particularly in innovation and in small business.
Okay.
Education is also just how do you run a business?
Okay.
How do you start a business? And so we work very closely with incubators to teach how this works. We work closely with some accelerators to teach how to go from a new business to a bigger business, to a company.
Okay.
But then, we work with K through 12 schools to, for the most part, just talk. Right, to share some ideas.
Okay.
We're working with accredited schools, university systems, to formulate different ways of establishing the curriculum that often already exists around a broader perspective, right?
Okay.
Not just learning video games, for example, video game development, or just learning how to produce a film, but maybe thinking of it as an entire spectrum of media innovation.
So how to use a whole
skills.
platform.
How to use the breadth of things that are available, regardless of the kind of media that you're in.
All right.
It's all rather similar.
Okay.
Right?
So if you were going to tell our viewers like 2 main points that they should be doing with their business, they're a social, creative person, what would be your advice to them?
Social, creative person. You have to understand how to be technical. You have to, not technology, be technical. You have to make sure your website works for a mobile device. You have to make sure that you've got some analytics, some intelligence, some data there, however you do it, so you can figure out what's going on. Those 2 things alone will help any small business thrive, because at the end of the day, the way we behave now is we pull a smartphone out of our pocket and we look up where we're going to go eat, or we look up who's playing music tonight, or we look up where we want to go hang out. And if your small business isn't there, if your service isn't there, I'm going to find who is.
Yeah.
Just solve for that. It's that simple. And that's what we're trying to do with MediaTech Ventures, is help folks understand that it really is that simple, even though it seems really complicated.
Yeah. All right. So if people want to learn more from you, where can they find out?
Yeah, great question. I'm easy to find. Personally, I'm kind of known as SEO'Brien because I used to work in search.
All right, awesome.
And so if you just look that up, you'll find me. And then we're at MediaTech.Ventures.
Okay.
A quick search will pull us up, and that's the best way to reach us.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thanks,
Good to have you.
Good to see you.